love this car. You're watching the Tish 21. What is up, everyone? It's your boy Tish 21 back with another video, and check it out. The G35's Built DE is back. We got it and we're picking it up right now from Gord Bush Performance here. So we're just gonna get it loaded up and I'll show you guys some more. All right, here we go. Strapped in. All right, guys, so we just brought the engine home. I can't believe it's finally here. My God, we're finally gonna be able to put the G35 back together. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of an update in case you guys haven't been keeping up with what's going on with the G. So previously on the last setup we had, we were doing some pulls one night, and we did a 3 to 4 kind of power shift, like a flat foot shift, and the input shaft on the transmission snapped. And when that happened, it damaged the original upper oil pan here. It broke this whole starter assembly mount off. It broke the corner of the upper oil pan here where the transmission mounts to it, and messed up the webbing over here. So when we took it to the builder, we decided, you know what, let's just get a brand new upper oil pan, and let's just get a replacement core block and just put it all back together with the old internals. And when we did that, my builder, Gord Bush Performance, he recommended going with a fresh set of pistons, because the block that we got, I guess it may have been a little bit of a high mileage block, so the sizing of the pistons to the block wasn't exactly perfect. So he suggested oversizing by 0.5 mil. So we ended up changing the pistons. So I sold the old pistons, got new ones with the slightly, it's a 96 mil piston now. And then the main differences here now is going to be the camshaft. So previously, you guys remember that super low B cam that we had, the JWT C9? Those are now switched to back to the original cams we had when we first did the build, which are the JWT C8 cams. So these cams are going to provide a much stronger mid-range. We'd maybe lose a little bit of power on the top end, like a tiny bit, but realistically, we're still gaining like 200 wheel horsepower and torque or more on the mid-range at like 3,500 RPM. So to me, that is going to make this car really spin tires and be exciting on camera. So I'm going back to that. We won't have as low B of a cam as we used to have, but I think it'll still sound pretty good. But I'll let you guys be the judges of that. Currently, we still are going to keep using the OEM HR headers that are bolted to this DE right now. And then, yeah, we have the new turbo kit piping, which I did send off to Centerline Motorsports to get ceramic coated. And then we're gonna basically just get this motor and the transmission. Oh, and the transmission, we have the billet input shaft arriving any day now, and we'll put the CD009 back together. And today we finally bring you a meaningful update on the big turbo 1,000 horsepower G35 Coupe, which we are finally putting back together, guys. So we got the motor back from Gord Bush Performance. It's sitting right there in front of me, as you guys can see. It's ready to go and get installed. We're gonna be doing this in 2 parts though. What I'm gonna do first is usually we get the tranny and the motor together as one piece and then throw it in as one time, and then throw the turbo kit on. But currently the tranny's at my boy Kevin's shop, and we're gonna be putting it back together tomorrow because it's gonna get the billet input shaft installed, which I have, and I'll show you guys that tomorrow and probably in another video. But today we're just gonna put the motor in the car and then just put the whole front end of the car back on, connect all the coolant lines, AC lines, connect up anything, just top of the motor, fuel system. But today the motor's going in the car. All right, let me in there. All right, guys, take a look at that. She's going in. All right, let's go. Just gotta make sure everything's good here. All right, so the motor is now in the car. It's sitting finally. I haven't seen a motor in this car in almost a year, guys. Can you believe it? But yeah, it's ready to go. Obviously not completely ready, but we have a lot of work still to do. We got to connect a bunch of hoses, lines, and things like that. So electrical harnesses, etc. So I'm gonna get started on that, and we'll check up with you guys in just a second. So my buddy Romel's just going to be starting to wrap this. This is the Boosted Performance turbo manifold, but it's the 2.25 inch, so there's a larger manifold piping now this time around. And we had Centerline Motorsports ceramic coated, so big thank you to them for that. And this one has the new extrusion here, which comes out on the flange, so it's supposed to actually help a lot with any kind of exhaust leak. So hopefully we don't run into that this time around, because we did run into that the last time around. So all right, guys, so we've been working at it for a little while here, and all the electrical's done. The harnesses are connected, and we just got the little oil lines connected, oil filter, oil cooler, and the oil lines for the turbo feed and drain are also connected. I also ran the lines a lot better this time around. I noticed that every time we used to do oil changes back in the day, I'd be like having oil lines to move out of the way just to get the oil filter off. So that was some nonsense. So a lot better routing now. I can easily get to the filter for doing oil changes from now on. I'm gonna let everything hang for now, and I think we're pretty much done. I just gotta, oh no, I gotta put the rat sport back on and then connect all the coolant hoses. So that's where we're at. What up, boys and girls? It's your boy Natish21, and I don't know if I'm continuing the last video or we're making a new one right now, but another update on the G35. So I didn't end up finishing. As you can see, the motor is no longer on the floor because it is in the car. So we also got the whole front end on. So it is coming together beautifully. I wanted to get this done quickly so we could just have this whole thing ready, so that as soon as the tranny is ready, I'm just gonna throw the tranny in, bolt up the turbo kit, and we are ready to start the car. So I just wanted to show you guys that this is finally on. All the electrical stuff is done in the front here, coolant hoses, everything's hooked up. We're really close today. I'm headed over to my boy Kevin's shop. We're gonna put together the tranny, so you guys are gonna get to see the insides of a CD009 transmission as we put that shit together with the billet input shaft that Liberty Gears has put together for us. So we're gonna take the M3 today and we're gonna get that installed. Also, my buddy Romel over here did a great job on heat wrapping the ceramic coated pipe for the Boost Performance Turbo Kit. So that's gonna get installed as well afterwards once the tranny's there. Things almost ready, guys. We're just, you know, very close to having this thing on the road for you guys. I cannot wait to hear how it's gonna sound back with the original cams that we ran the first time around. So anyways, let's hit the road. Well, thank you. Oh, I f***ing love this car. It's a super toned sound, which is what's amazing. There's not really anything too much of like rasp or drone. It's like super like focused sound, if that makes any sense. I never thought I'd actually buy an E92 M3, let alone have it sound like this. Oh man, I'm so happy I got this set up. This is actually Sencal Motorsports. You guys absolutely killed it with this exhaust setup. Big thank you to Sencal Motorsports for partnering with me on this exhaust for you guys and myself. And guys, if you guys want this exhaust setup on your E92 M3, be sure to use the code NITISH on their website. The link is in the description below to get your very own valved titanium or even non-titanium exhaust setup for your E92 M3. And don't forget, you can actually choose a configuration. You can choose from single X pipe, double X pipe, single set of resonators, or even a double set of resonators if you guys want. They call it a quad resonator setup. But you guys can choose multiple different configurations, and you have the Valvetronic option there as well. So make sure to use that code in the description below. Oh my God. Alright guys, so we're here with the M3 at my boy Kevin's shop, and we are just getting the actual exhaust hanger put in. So the piece that we were missing was this middle hanger here, so that's in now, and we're just gonna set up there, make sure the alignment's all good. We're here, and also the gaskets at the front, we didn't end up getting new ones when we put this exhaust on, but now we have a brand new set of these gaskets here that are going to be going on the front where the headers connect to the titanium exhaust. So finally, no more exhaust leaks, and then we're gonna get started on the tranny hopefully. Yeah, this was the old gasket we were running. That's not sealing. No, that's gone. All right, there we go. So now that we got the actual hanger in there, the fitment alignment of the exhaust pipes is looking a lot better. And we just have to, I got a new diffuser, carbon diffuser. I actually bought one and then I didn't put it on because I wanted a different one. So now I got the other one. We're gonna have to put that on the next time we come back here. And then we're gonna have to probably align the exhaust again just so that the fitment with the diffuser is proper, because you don't wanna mess with the, it burning the diffuser with the exhaust and all that. But finally, this thing's properly set up. It's a little dirty right now, but look at that disgusting titanium. Hopefully it sounds a lot cleaner now because we no longer have any exhaust leaks. So we'll check that in a little bit. Hopefully we can start on the transmission. That is cool as hell, guys. Look at that. God damn. Check this out. Today we bring you one of the craziest upgrades for the CD009 transmission that no one really talks about or does, mostly because most of the cars don't make enough power to actually mess with these. But if you make enough power and perhaps you're at the drag strip, you might actually end up snapping your factory input shaft. So what happened with my car was we were making quite a bit of power and we snapped the factory input shaft on my old transmission. So now we got a spare CD009 transmission. We're going to be taking this apart and removing the factory input shaft here, and then we're going to be installing this Liberty's Gears billet input shaft. And now this is made by basically taking the existing gear from your CD009 transmission, you send it over to them, and what they do is they press in a billet input shaft and weld it into the factory gear. So that also creates that. So they're really awesome, and they were able to send us over this guy here. And so now we're going to put it in our CD009, and we're going to be testing it out on the street once the car is ready, which should be very soon. All right, guys, we are at the halfway point right now. We have basically just taken off the old input shaft out of the new spare tranny, and we're gonna be starting to reassemble with the billet one now. Kevin, how much of a mission was this to take apart?
Medium. I mean, we've done it twice now. So the first time it's kind of a pain. The second time.
Yeah, we know what we're doing somewhat now.
Yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
So we just have to press this bearing on now, right? Onto the shaft.
We have to press a few
bearings,
gears and bearings back onto the shaft.
All right, guys, we'll catch up with you in a second. All right, guys, check it out. We used the press. We did a bunch of things, and as you can see, the billet input shaft is now in the gear set for the CD009. We're just on the reassembly stage right now, finally. So you can see, you guys, if you guys choose to do this, you literally have to take almost the entire transmission apart. So just it's definitely something that's worth it in the long run. But I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't really need it until I snapped the input shaft, and that only happened on a crazy 3/4 power shift. I don't think I would have snapped it if I was just driving normally and shifting normally. So the only person who would really snap this shit would probably be someone that's got like crazy sticky tires and they're at a drag strip. So that I think would be the most likely use of it. So other than that, I mean, you're not very likely to snap an input shaft, but I know I might do that again. So this way, at least if it happens, it's not going to be like a catastrophic failure where the input shaft flies around the transmission bell housing and blows up the transmission and messes with the starter motor and all the, the engine and everything. So I just don't want to see that ever happen again. So this is definitely like a way to bulletproof the transmission at least.
You're gonna pick up on that end.
Yeah.
Okay, you just make sure it doesn't pop out. So maybe put a hand on the plate here as well, just to keep everything together.
Yep.
Okay. I am gonna.
You gonna install that from the front or back?
From the front. Yeah.
Okay. The gears meshed.
Yeah, now we just gotta get the rear bearing back up. I'm gonna give it a clean. Lift up on the whole thing, just to relieve my tension.
She's not going back together as planned. There you go. I take that back.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You just have to finish seating the bearing all the way down in the shaft and the slot.
All right, guys, we'll check back on you guys in a second. Holy shit! Out of nowhere! That's a crazy rainfall! Oh my god. Alright guys, we've still been working at it. We're just finally getting all the forks and shifter rods in place. So we got, what gears do we have already in place now?
We have 1 and 2, 5 and 6, and we're halfway to reverse.
Okay, so that's where we're at. All right, guys, check it out. The transmission is finished. We're just bolting up like the couple outside parts, like the fork, pivot ball, etc. And that's it. The CD09 with the billet input shaft is ready to go. Check it out. There's a billet input shaft visible at the front of it, and it's ready to go to get installed in the G35. So now we have absolutely everything we need to put this car back together. So this weekend it is going back together, and we're gonna have this car back on the road, guys. So make sure you guys tune in for the next video where we're gonna be doing our first startup and installation. All right, guys, so I got the top end completely finished and front end as well. We have everything bolted up, ready to go from this side of the car going down. Only thing left now is to basically put the transmission on and the turbo kit. However, we did run into a little bit of a drawback. The flywheel from the Wiseco triple disc clutch setup, that was also damaged in the time that the input shaft snapped. And we did not see this at first. The teeth on the flywheel are actually kind of chiseled down now because I guess it ate away from the starter motor or something. So I was in contact with Wiseco. They're going to be shipping out a replacement flywheel. They don't usually do it, but they're going to send one in from Japan. But we have to wait like a week to 2 weeks just for them to friggin' send the flywheel. And then we're going to put that on, put the transmission on, and then put the turbo kit on. But all that pretty much is just like a little one-day job. So we just have to wait for that flywheel to come in. So that's where we are right now. We'll give you guys an update as soon as we can, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos of the G and AMG. I also drop videos of all kinds of other epic builds that you do not want to miss. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell with the notification so you know exactly when I drop a video. See you next time.